ndipo pumziko. Waliolemewa na mizigo ya dhambi, waliopoteza matumaini, watazame msalaba wa Yesu, hapo ndipo pumziko.
Hello my wonderful viewer, welcome to this wonderful channel of Crown Television, and I just want to extend my gratitude to you guys that you've taken your chance, you've taken your time to actually view this video, and allow me to say that I'm very much grateful, and may God bless you so much for sacrificing your time, your bundles, and many of the resources that you would have used in other things just to view this video. My name is Brother Evangelist Owino. Allow me to welcome you to this wonderful study, and today I just want us to look at the book, to focus on the book of Revelation and Daniel. Actually, throughout the ages, these are the books which have proven to be tough to understand, or to be difficult to understand for an honest reader who might have come across this book. You can agree with me that they're books which are not a walk in the park. They're books which are not easy to understand if you for someone who is just skimming through the Bible. But it needs a diligent student in order to study these wonderful books. But I want to tell you, and I want to give you hope today, that these are books which are very, very sweet and nice, and they are the books which reveal the future, reveal the present, and also has the history of the past. For example, when we look at the book of Daniel, first of all, let us look at the history and the background of this man Daniel. Daniel was a young man who was in captivity in a foreign land called Babylon, and they were taken there by Nebuchadnezzar. And as fate to David, they were bright and young men whom Nebuchadnezzar took among the captives to serve in his palace. So Daniel was taught at home, and he knew about the true God. Remember, Babylon means confusion, and Babylon came to be as a result of the confusion that was there during the construction of the Tower of Babel, where the world united to form one king who would lead them against God, and that king was Nimrod. That's according to the book of Genesis chapter 11. Now, this man Daniel grew in a foreign land. Okay, he grew up until he reached a youthful age, when they were captured. Along them were his friends, and even Prophet Ezekiel was one of the captives who were captured and taken to Babylon. Now, this is what happened, my dear friend. They remained faithful to their true religion. They remained faithful to their God, even in the foreign land. And that is a challenge to us, we who are living during these end times. Would you still remain faithful to God even in the foreign land? Now, this Daniel, one thing funny about this Daniel, according to them, there were those clean foods that they were supposed to eat. And as you know, Babylonians, they don't care. They eat everything, just like the Chinese. They eat everything. Even the pig, they never cared. And even the world that we're living in today, there's some people who don't care. They eat pig without caring whether Bible prohibits it or not. They just eat everything as long as it is edible. That is so. They challenged the man who was in charge of the eunuchs that they be given a special diet. That's diet of the one that doctors would recommend for a patient. That even during the times of COVID, we were recommended some diet, vegetables and fruits, and that was given to them. But after the assessment, after their training for 3 years, during the assessment, whereby Nebuchadnezzar called them forth to interview them, they were found 10 times brighter, 10 times wiser than their fellow students who feasted on the delicacies of Nebuchadnezzar. Now, this Daniel was once thrown into a den of lions, his friends thrown into the furnace of fire because they refused to submit to the new god of Babylon, the new gods of Babylon, because they were instructed whenever they would hear different kinds of music, reggae, pop, jazz, different kinds of music, they should bow down and worship the image. These were the friends of Daniel. Daniel, remember, then he was sent away. He was sent for a certain mission because King Nebuchadnezzar evaded colliding with the God of Daniel. But now this is where the faith of his friends were put into trial. Now Daniel wrote a book that is entitled by his name, the Book of Daniel. Daniel became a prophet while in the land. He was called to become a prophet while he started receiving visions. He started getting visions from God upon his head while in Babylon. And his visions he wrote down. So that is what is entailed. The book of Daniel has the history of Daniel, the background of Daniel, how he was called to become a prophet, how he started receiving visions, and what happened to his life. Now it is the history, the biography of Daniel, what Daniel wrote according regarding his visions, and many things that God revealed to Daniel what happened then, what would happen later in the days, and even during the last days of events. So Daniel was given a revelation of what would happen. Now that revelation that Daniel was given is the same revelation, because in the book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 4, you will realize that Daniel is being told, seal these things. Now that book was sealed, that book which was sealed until the last day. Until the last days. Then Daniel was told, you go and rest and wait for your crown of victory. Now that book which was sealed during the time of Daniel, because it was not relevant to that time, that's why it was sealed. People would not understand it. Now that book, Jesus Christ came and gave it to John and others to read it, and told him, eat and go and prophesy. Eat this book. And Ezekiel is being told the same thing. That is Revelation chapter 10, reading from verse 5. I'll read in your hearing, guys. And it says, then the angel whom I saw standing on the sea and on the land raised up his hand to heaven and swore by him who lives forever and ever, who created heavens and the earth, and that are in it, that the earth, the things that are in it, and the sea and the things that are in it, and therefore he should delay no longer. But in the days of sounding of 7 angels, when it is about to sound, the mystery of God would be finished. That thing which was sealed, that mystery would be finished, as he declared to his servants the prophets. Then the voice which I heard from heaven spoke to me again and said, go and take that little book, which is open now. It was closed, but now it's open, in the hand of the angel who stands on the sea, on the earth. So I went to the angel and said to him, give me the little book. And he said to me, take and eat it, and it will make your stomach bitter, but it will be as sweet as honey in your mouth. Then he told, and he said to me, you must prophesy again. You must prophesy again, and you must reread it again and prophesy again, because of that disappointment, that bitterness of the stomach, about many peoples, nations, tongues, and kings. Now this is a book of Revelation. Now this is a book which was now revealed, and you'll realize, my dear friends, that whenever you read the book of Daniel, it is related. It's like a copy of the book of Revelation, because it is in the book of Revelation where we speak about the beasts and the coming of Christ in the second times, and the relationship between the beast and God's people, how the beast will torment God's people. That's revealed in the book of Revelation. Now this is just an introduction, guys, and I believe that you'll follow me up throughout this series, so that we shall unravel many things and many sweet things. In as much as we shall read about the beast, we shall also see that it is not only about the beast. The book of Revelation is not only speaking about the beast, but it's speaking about the Messiah who will come to defeat the beast. So it is a scene whereby someone is fighting, Satan is fighting God's people through a certain entity. Then Christ is also coming to counter that, to revenge, to avenge for his people. We shall see that. This is where the warning has also been given to us, to every tongue, kindred, and people of different colors, of different races, of different nations. So welcome, guys, and may God bless you for this wonderful time that we've taken to view my channel. Don't forget, my dear friends, to subscribe, hit the notification bell, so that when I post another video, you'll be the first one to be notified of the videos that I've posted. And thank you for supporting me, guys, by liking this video, by sharing it. We get to minister together in this ministry. Whenever you have any questions, just engage in the comment section, and may God bless you. Amen.